So the types of resident status that allows business management activities, except for permanent residents, special permanent residents, and highly specialized professional Category 2 status holders. Even if one is permitted to do business management under the business manager visa, there are limitations on the period of stay. It is not possible to continue business management if the visa is not renewed. Foreign residents in Japan who already possess a Japanese bank account are able to proceed smoothly when establishing a company. On the other hand, this may be a problem for those living abroad. You cannot continue on to the next step of applying for a business manager visa if you do not have the necessary license. Hello everyone, this is Cam from Swimmy channel. So today your big opportunity has arrived. I will be explaining to you in detail about opening a business in Japan through the business manager visa. I think like most people after gaining employment in Japan, you need a working visa in order to legally work. But did you know that there's also something called the business manager visa that enables foreigners to start a business in Japan? In recent years, the number of people obtaining the business manager visa has greatly increased. And since the market potential is vast and there are not many Japanese people willing to open a business, competition is quite small. Actually, those who obtain business manager visas are not just foreign entrepreneurs, but also naturalized Japanese citizens, permanent residents, spouse of a Japanese national or permanent resident, etc. In fact, at the end of 2018, there were 780,000 permanent visa holders who obtained the business manager visa. That's about 30% from the total. Of course, you need to start an actual business when you obtain a business manager visa. So for this occasion, hopefully by watching this video, you can have an idea on what kind of business you may want to venture into in the near future. Or if you have already thought about the type of business you want to get into, you still need to obtain a business manager visa. So please watch our video until the end as we discuss in detail how to obtain a business manager visa, the eligibility and the required documents and scope of work. If a foreigner wants to run a business in Japan, he or she needs to have the special permanent resident, long-term resident, or spouse or child of a Japanese national status of residency, and also highly skilled professionals Category 1, highly skilled professionals Category 2, and a business manager visa. Therefore, there are two cases in the current resident status when starting a business in Japan, wherein one may or may not need to change his status of residence. So these are the kinds of status of residence allowed to open a business, or those without the need to change visa status. Those with a permanent resident or special permanent resident, long-term resident, spouse or child of a Japanese national, spouse or child of a permanent resident, highly skilled professionals Category 1, limited to some occupations, or highly skilled professionals Category 2. However, those required to change resident status to business manager visa are those with the status of residents, foreigners living abroad, foreign students in Japan, engineers, specialists in humanities, international services, and family dependents. So the types of resident status that allows business management activities, except for permanent residents, special permanent residents, and highly specialized professional Category 2 status holders. Even if one is permitted to do business management under the business manager visa, there are limitations on the period of stay. It is not possible to continue business management if the visa is not renewed, so please be careful. So this is the general flow when starting a business in Japan. So first is the business plan preparation, so you create your business plan. Step 2 is establishing a company. Third is acquiring a business license, so you register your business. Step 4 is obtaining a business manager visa. Step 5 is the financing, so you have to finance your startup business. And step 6 is the extension of the business manager visa. Business performance and financial status after startup shall be examined at the time of renewal. Those who are not required to obtain a business manager visa are exempted from steps 5 and step 6. We shall be explaining each and every step from here on. It is important to think about the business plan thoroughly when opening any type of business. You'd want to ask these questions. What kind of business do I want to set up and be better than the competition? How do I secure my business with regards to revenue planning, capital investment, cash flow financing, and so on? Capital investment or funds to use when starting a business office, etc. are part of the requirements that one must satisfy when obtaining a business manager visa. For step 2, you need to establish a company such as a kabushiki kaisha, KK, or a goda kaisha, GK, in Japan. Foreign residents in Japan who already possess a Japanese bank account are able to proceed smoothly when establishing a company. On the other hand, this may be a problem for those living abroad. So there may be issues that may arise when setting up a business in Japan, depending on your resident status. So startups that are established by students or working visa holders, it's usually a hassle-free procedure. It's simply changing your resident status. However, those who are newly arrivals in Japan may have a problem with opening a Japanese bank account or making real estate contracts because recognition of resident status is needed. If you do not have a personal bank account in Japan, and this includes Japanese branches of a foreign bank, you cannot establish a company because there is no account to transfer capital when setting up a company. Japanese banks are not allowed to open a bank account for foreigners who do not have residence cards in accordance with the prevention to the money laundering. For this case, you need a business partner, a Japanese national or a foreign resident in Japan to lend you a bank account. So there may be difficulties in getting a commercial lease agreement or contract for your office or store branch. It is necessary to have a physical office address when establishing a company in Japan. When acquiring a business management visa, you must also need to secure a business office apart from your home. Generally, you need a seal imprint certificate and proof of identification at the time of signing a contract of lease in a real estate office in Japan. If you do not have a resident status or permanent address in Japan, you cannot get the Japanese seal stamp certificate, and therefore you become unable to get a lease contract in Japan as well. Some real estate companies may not require a seal imprint certificate and they may accept only passports, but getting an office leasing contract is different and more difficult. Therefore, for this reason, it is recommended for foreign entrepreneurs living abroad to have a business partner in Japan. So the following are what foreign entrepreneurs need to prepare when establishing a company. If you have directors living abroad, you need to consider the shipping time when sending documents internationally. If all the executives reside in Japan, it may take about 2 to 3 weeks to complete all the necessary documents, compared to about 1 month if you have a director who is a non-resident in Japan. If all directors reside in Japan, you need 2 certificates of registered seal, the individual seal or the jitsuin, and the company seal to be established from now. If you have directors residing abroad, certificates of registered seal for each country plus the translated text in Japanese is required. From China, the seal issued by the home country, which is notarized, plus translated texts. In Taiwan certificate of registered seal plus the translated texts. In Korea, Korea's certificate of registered seal plus the translated texts. And in other countries, notarized signature certificates plus the translated texts, the individual seal, and the company seal. So this is the flow in establishing a company. So first, decide on the fundamentals when establishing a company. Think about the company name, the company address, the business purpose, the board of directors, the capital, etc. Second is creating the articles of incorporation. Third is the notary of the created articles of incorporation. Fourth is the bank transfer of capital to the director's personal bank account. Fifth is the registration to the Legal Affairs Bureau. Sixth is the notification to the tax office, such as establishments of an investment corporation, establishment of a salary-paying office, etc. Seventh is acquiring a business license, a duty-free shop, a real estate business, human outsourcing, travel industry, etc. Eighth is the application for the business management visa. And ninth is the notification to the pension office, Hello Work, labor office, etc. Depending on the type of business you may want to start, you may need to get the business license from the Japanese government. There are certain guidelines on the size of office, purpose of the business that must be stated in the Articles of Incorporation, and the amount of capital. For example, 20 million yen for a temporary staffing office. You need to check with the administrative agency and specialists to confirm whether you need a business license or not. You cannot continue on to the next step of applying for a business manager visa if you do not have the necessary license. Student, engineer, specialist in humanities, international services, family dependent visa holders in particular are required to meet the minimum requirements when applying for the business manager visa. So first, at least 5 million yen or more investment by one person, and second, one must be able to secure an independent physical office in Japan. For foreigners who are acquiring a business manager visa, it is necessary to invest 5 million yen for one person. The process of preparing capital will be reviewed by the Immigration Bureau. Therefore, it is necessary to explain where the funds were outsourced, whether they were outsourced from your personal savings or borrowed from your parents or relatives. You would need to show the Immigration Bureau your financial records and or your family's financial records as proof of funds. Examples of documents that may be asked as proof for source of funds are loan agreements such as promissory notes, remittance records of cash transfers, money transfer remittances, birth certificate or a notarized document to show the parent-child relationship, the parent's certificate of employment, the parent's tax certificate, a copy of your parent's bank passbook showing the capital amount being transferred to your account, a copy of your passport showing any declaration of carrying of monetary instruments, etc., or money declared to Japan Customs at the time of entering the country. When acquiring a business manager visa, you need to secure a business establishment separately from your home. The said business establishment must be declared under your corporate name or for business use. The Immigration Bureau does not recognize apartments or Soho rooms leased under your personal name. Free desk plans or virtual offices are also not allowed. In addition, it is necessary for the office to have a clear separation between rooms using walls and doors, as well as using signboards and signs on the exterior with the necessary office equipment indoors. You must complete the lease contract, interior work, and other business preparations before applying for the business manager visa. Obtaining the business management visa does not require a certain educational background or work experience, as long as the applicant meets the requirements. However, in order for the business to be successful, you need to be able to explain your business plan. The Immigration Bureau is strict with students and seniors who do not have any work experience, so it is important to be sufficiently prepare a good business plan. In addition, you must have at least 3 years work experience if you are intending to obtain a business manager visa without any investment or as an acting president. So this is what the schedule may look like. Business preparation, including visa processing, may take about 5 to 6 months. So creating a business plan may take around a month. Company establishment may take 2 to 4 weeks. Acquisition of a business license, if necessary, may take a certain number of months. And obtaining a business manager visa will take 3 months. It only takes about 1 month to prepare a business if you do not need to obtain a business manager visa. Foreign entrepreneurs can use the startup loan system provided by the Japanese government. However, in order to repay the loan within the period of stay, foreign nationals are required to have a status of residence that allows them to run a business in Japan. Therefore, at the time of loan screening, it can be advantageous for those who have possessed definite period of stay status or those who have naturalized citizenship. If the repayment period exceeds the allowed period of stay, it may be possible to obtain a long-term loan with business continuity and renewal resident status as one of the essential conditions. Business continuity is judged from the drafted business plan, self-financing, residential history, nationality of spouse, etc., and other criteria. And that's all for today's topic about the business manager visa. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Getting a business manager visa is a requirement when you want to open a business in Japan. I hope that we were able to help you understand your options if you want to relocate here in the near future. If you have any questions or video requests, Something like, I want to know more about this company, or please tell me how to do this, do that. If you like these type of videos, feel free to leave a message on the comment section below. Please like our videos and subscribe to our channel as we explore more ways to make foreigners' life in Japan easier. Until our next video, bye bye!